You are experiencing the same exact childhood experience you had experienced or whatever. It's exact feeling you triggering. The same exact cell you literally triggering. Or I shouldn't say you. Music, the lyrics triggering. It's the same with music. I mean with movies, sexual content. When you think about it, when you're watching it, you literally pulling all information to trigger to imagine what sex feels like. If you never had that feeling before, you will just be wondering, like, why are they doing what they're doing? Like, there's no triggering happening in your system. You never had that experience before. So you like thinking about it, what it's like, why, wow, they think about a kid watching it, they'll like close their eye. Oh, I don't want to see that. Like, oh, what are they doing? That's ill. That's weird, right? But for adult, the minute you experience it, you create that template. You can always go back to it to trigger it back and forth. When you watch something, when you imagine something, when you think of it, you literally pull in the same exact thing again. You strengthen it. It becoming stronger in your system. Remember, the myelin sheath becoming more thicker so you can retrieve it faster. So when you're watching something, it triggers faster. They feed off of that. They take advantage of it. They know it. They know you chasing ghosts. They know you chasing your past. They know that. You don't understand how powerful marketers are, man. They're very good. I have to admit, they're very, very good. So when you listening to music, depends on the lyrics. If the lyrics negative, it's literally knitting or retrieving. If they talk about, oh yeah, I get money, I'm rich, like let's say a hip hop music or something. I'm rich, yeah, I'm a baller or something. You've never balled before. You're not rich. What are you gonna do? You're gonna use your imagination. Interneurons. You can imagine things. Even if you never had the experience before, you can create a picture in your head to think what it would be like to have that experience. It's how they trapped us, right? You imagine yourself what it would be like to be rich. It will probably be very good, very like super fun, probably. You could do whatever you want, you can buy whatever you want. So, therefore, you imagine it in your head that it will bring you happiness if you become a millionaire, for instance. Not knowing the chemical will go right back to normal. It's not going to stay in your system forever to keep you forever happy. Yeah, you will be able to buy your needs, like, proper food. You will live in proper environment, and things will be a lot better than like being poor. But when it comes to happiness you're chasing for, you're not going to get it. It will just be there temporarily, shock your system, deliver the chemicals, send the messages and stuff, and right back to the resting state. If it's positive, you're gonna feel like doing it again. It's the reason millionaires will always say, okay, when I get my first million, the minute I achieve that goal, I wanted 2 million, 3 millions, $5 million. I wanted more. I want to become a millionaire, trillionaires. The billionaires, they want to become trillionaires. They fighting to become trillionaires because they're right back to the resting state and they feel motivated, dopamine, to go achieve that because in their mind, it will bring them the satisfaction that they're searching for. That's how it works, and that's how the system operates, and that's how that's how the cell communicate with one another by delivering messages back and forth, positive messages, negative messages for you to respond. Okay, so let me see if I've covered everything because I feel like we can talk some more. I mean, yeah. Honestly, man, if you're able to understand what I'm talking about, if you're able to it's going to be very difficult, especially if the information brand new to you. You understand? If the information is brand new to you, what's going to happen? You're going to need to stimulate the same exact cell in your system for you to be able to retrieve information the way I'm retrieving information right now. Like I'm literally retrieving information without an issue, without a problem. I'm not putting in that much effort. I just need a cue to trigger the information in my head, to trigger that cell, and boom, it fires fast. Without me thinking like, oh, should I say this? Let me try to remember. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just spitting bunch of different words, different knowledge very fast, because the cells in my head literally reinforced. They're very strong. So the reason why I'm saying if it's a new information, you're not going to get it right away. You'll have some sort of understanding, like, yeah, it makes sense, but you won't be able to see what I see. You won't be able to understand how I understand the knowledge. It's not going to be the same. But if you practice it, if you're always exposing yourself to the same information, the words becoming familiar to you, you start to understand the words. Now you're going to start seeing things. You're going to start seeing different behavior, and you will be able to understand the behavior. Now, if I behave emotionally, if you watch one of my past videos, let's say where I mentioned the limbic structure is the emotional part of the brain, you're going to go straight towards the limbic system. Oh, shoot, I remember the limbic structure. He mentioned the limbic structure. If I mention the frontal lobe, it's where we make our decisions. It's what allows us to regulate, control our behavior, regulate our emotion. If you see someone behaving emotionally, they cannot control their behavior not healthy, you're going to know that the frontal lobe not fully developed. You're going to automatically know that, because you know the terminologies and you know the information. So you can retrieve, whenever you see a behavior, you can retrieve it right away. One thing I want to share with you guys also, the minute you turn 25 is when the frontal lobe fully developed, means like is where you able to take control, you take charge of your behavior. When you see teens behaving impulsively, they're always ready to fight. They're always ready to do some freaking crazy activity, to have fun, to enjoy themselves. Think about when you were young, the dumb stuff you used to do, the crazy things you used to do. All the crazy stuff I used to do before, I can't do them anymore. I mean, I can still do them, but it would be more of an understanding. But before my frontal section fully developed, it was more, I didn't have to think about it. I just, boom, act crazy, impulsively. So when you see a young person, a kid, a baby, or a teen behaving a certain way, impulsively, jumping, playing, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, it's because the frontal section not fully developed, so they cannot regulate their emotion like that. But once you turn 25, your frontal section fully developed, you will have more access to control your behavior. But unfortunately, one thing you have to understand, when you see an adult behave like a child, is because the frontal section not fully developed, and it's going to be very difficult for them to change. Extremely, extremely difficult to even try to change the person, or for the person. No, you can't change people, by the way. Only people can change themselves. You can only change yourself. I can't change you. I'm giving you information. I'm giving you knowledge and hoping that you will take action for you to change yourself. But for me, I can't force you to take action, bro. I can't go inside of your head and rewire your frontal section. Only you can do that. So now, when you see an adult, someone 30, 40, 50 behaving like a child, like a kid, like a teen, it's because they did not exercise the frontal lobe. Let's say you are a teen, right? And you always practicing self-control. You always trying to make good decisions. You always controlling your impulse. By the time you reach 25, you will become a master. Because the frontal section will be so strong, you will be able to regulate your emotion without problem. You'll just have control over yourself. Why? we talked about the cell already because of the stimulation of the same exact cell. Myelin sheath thicker, the frontal section thicker, then you could just say, yeah, I'm controlling my emotion. I don't have to literally yell. I don't have to freak out. I don't have to exaggerate anything. I can control my emotion. You can literally regulate your emotion. But when your frontal section not fully developed, it is extremely difficult. Okay, so what else do I have to say to you guys now, man? Because I feel like I've covered a lot, a whole lot, and it is fun. Remember, guys, whatever I'm doing right now, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. I'm happy that I'm sharing valuable information with people. I'm really happy that I'm doing something that I'm really passionate about because I put in so much work to understand why I used to behave or why I behave the way I do, or why people behave the way they do. Once you could understand behavior, once you can see a behavior and you can understand it internally, not externally, you are far ahead than most people. A lot, very super ahead than most people. Because most people you interact with, you interacting with their emotional selves, their limbic structure. You're not really interacting with a rational person, a person able to make decision. It's the reason if you say the wrong word, just wrong word will trigger them. Boom. They hate your guts because of that. And they're ready to attack. Because the frontal section is so weak, they don't have the time to analyze, to reflect on the information. They just jump quick and react on it. Or the limbic system overpower the frontal section really quick, and you have a reaction. Okay? Talk about cells.